Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So today I want to share with you my fall fragrance rotation, kind of my top 10 fragrances that I plan to wear this fall. Of course, I'm gonna end up wearing a lot more than just these 10, but these are my top picks and I want to share them with you. Now let's start with the fragrance that I raved about for quite some time, and that is Vanilla Love from Jimmy Choo. Now, what an amazing vanilla. I even have a backup of this fragrance. And you know, when I first started talking about this scent, like when I looked at the notes on Fragrantica, I think they only had like vanilla listed or something. And I always thought, no, there's no way, like this fragrance has so much more to it. And when I looked before filming this video, I realized that their list has changed drastically. So let's take a look together. I don't typically read notes for fragrances that I've talked about before, but I'm kind of curious myself to take a look at what the notes are. And then I'm going to tell you, of course, what it smells like to me, which, you know, for those of you that have watched me for a while, you know already. So what the site says, Fragrantica, is that there is myrrh, black pepper, apple, vanilla, tonka bean, patchouli, toffee, amber, saffron. Okay, very, very interesting. I mean, vanilla, yes. Toffee, maybe. Some ambery touches, maybe, you know. It says that there is apple. I definitely do not get apple. I get apricots. All the way apricots. That's what I get in this fragrance. There's black pepper in here, saffron. Wow, I get no spiciness at all. And I know that some people do. I've heard from some other people that they get a lot of spiciness. Okay, I don't get any at all. Definitely this fragrance is not spicy to me. Like, this is the most delicious, sweet apricot jam, you know? This is why this is not about the notes. You know, when I originally just saw vanilla on the side, I said that it smells like apricot jam. Now, when I look at these notes, yes, I can see some of them being added in here, but if we talk about overall feel and overall smell, apricot jam, absolutely amazing. One of my favorite fragrances, definitely one of my favorite vanillas. This is a love for life for me. Next fragrance that I'm excited to wear this fall is from BDK, and it is Gris Charnel Extrait. Now, I could never fully get along with the original Gris Charnel. There was just always something in it that stopped me from getting the full bottle. Like, it was nice. It was always nice, but not a love, not great. And that is until I tried the Extrait. To me, the two fragrances are so different. The feeling that I get from them is so different. I mean, yes, there is some sandalwood, there is fig, there is some tea. There is this incredible smokiness from this fragrance. It's just this smokiness is what makes this fragrance work for me. Absolutely amazing. Now, what I also want to mention is a layering combination with this fragrance. You know, in general, you know, I am not big into layering. I just don't do it. I never remember to do it. I'm always hesitant to do it because I'm not sure if it's going to work. I don't know. I just don't do it. And this is definitely not my invention. I actually heard about it, I want to say sometime in the spring or maybe late winter. I don't know. Again, I don't remember 100%, but I want to say that I heard this from Veronica. I think that's where I heard about this combination. And because I love both of these fragrances, I decided to try it. And oh my God, what an amazing combination it is. I'm talking about layering these two. So Gris Charnel Extrait and Blanche Bette from Liquid Imaginaires. Wow. I mean, addition of this fragrance kind of softens this one a little bit and gives it a little bit more sweetness and a little bit more lactonic vibe, and it just becomes incredible, amazing combination. If you have these two, and if you have not tried this combination, definitely give it a try. This is coming from someone who doesn't combine fragrances, who doesn't like to layer. This one is definitely worth trying. Next, I've chosen a fragrance from Xerjoff. How can we have a list without at least one fragrance from Xerjoff? It is Starlight. This is one of my favorites for the colder weather, and this is sweet and spicy fragrance, kind of a little bit ambery, a little bit sweet, definitely has a lot of spiciness, but again, done in a right way. Like, spiciness could be too much, it could be overpowering. It is definitely not overpowering here. It even has a touch of kind of sparkly nature, in my opinion, like the sweetness combining with the spiciness gives it a slight sparkly touch. It's gorgeous. I mean, I've talked about this fragrance so much. There's really nothing new that I can add here. Sweet, ambery, maybe a touch woody, but not so much. Spicy type of scent. Amazing. Another choice that will not surprise you, because I've raved about it forever. ANIE from Nishane. Love this fragrance. Love this one and the X version, which I have as well. And honestly, I could have chosen either one, but I feel like this one is a little bit more potent and a little bit stronger. And so that's why I think I've chosen this one for the colder weather. I mean, oh my God, this is so good. I'm amazed by the type of vanilla that's in this fragrance. I think it is so different from all the other vanillas that at least I have tried. There's something so special about this vanilla. It just has such high quality to it and so different and so amazing to my nose. And then, the freshness that I get in the opening, because I don't get a lot of spiciness. For me, it's more like I get that gingery, slightly citrusy type of freshness that just kind of cools down the vanilla a little bit, but then it disappears and it really becomes all about the vanilla in a dry down. Absolutely amazing. It just makes me so happy to wear this scent. Every time I wear it, it just makes me happy. And there are some fragrances that, like, when you first you get, so excited and you're like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then you kind of move on to the next best thing. And the next time you try that fragrance, it doesn't excite you as much. I definitely have fragrances like that. And I'm sure all of you have as well. This is one of those fragrances that hasn't lost its excitement for me. Even though I had it for a really long time. I mean, this is one of the first niche fragrances that I added to my collection. I mean, not the very first, but like it was at the beginning of my niche fragrance journey, but I'm still excited about it. Every time I wear it, every time I smell it, I still get super excited and super amazed at how incredible it smells. I mean, it says something about this scent that through the years, and I've had it for maybe 5 years, at least, for sure, I am still excited about it. Next, I have a fragrance that, I always struggle to talk about because it's so hard for me to describe. It's one of the most difficult fragrances to describe. And I think sometimes I hesitate putting it in my videos because I feel like I'm doing a horrible job telling you what it smells like. But I love this fragrance and I think it is so amazing. And I'm adding it to this list. And again, I'm going to read you the notes because my explanations just don't do it justice. It is so unique and so undescribable, really, exactly what I'm smelling, that I need to tell you exactly what's in this fragrance because it's so bizarre and yet it is so beautiful. fragrance I'm talking about, I should probably mention that, is ISARA from Dusita. Now, the notes that are listed on Fragrantica are sage, pine needle, tobacco, coumarin, vetiver, oak moss, woody notes, amber, musk. Okay. When I just look at those notes, I'm like, there's no way this fragrance is for me. There's no way that this fragrance is going to smell good, but it does. It really does. It smells so good and it smells so unique. Like, this is one of the most unique fragrances in my collection. I don't have anything even remotely close to this scent. Like, yes, it has some woodiness, ambery touches. It has a bit of like tobacco smokiness. It definitely has some powdery nuances. Like, I almost feel like there is some iris or orris in here. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It has a little bit of sweetness, even though there are no sweet notes that are listed here. I can't really say that I'm getting like sage or pine needle. Like, there's no like spiciness or kind of herbally vibes or even green vibes. I'm getting none of that here, but it's woody, it's smoky, it's powdery, it's a little bit mysterious. Yes, this fragrance is kind of mysterious. That's what it smells like. It's so unique and so interesting and so special. Definitely not for everyone. Like, this is a fragrance you absolutely must sample first, because I feel like even though this is what I get out of this fragrance, I think like other people might get something completely different, because like what I get doesn't really completely correspond to the notes. So definitely sample this one first, but if you have a chance to sample it, if you're looking for something unique and different and maybe not very talked about, give this one a try. Next, I have a fragrance that I enjoyed so much last year. I think last year is when I discovered it and I loved it. Wore it so much during the colder months, and I plan to do exactly the same this year. This is Milk from Commodity. Don't ask me what strength of milk it is, because I know they have 3 levels and I still don't know these 3 levels. So anyways, that's not the one in the white bottle, obviously, and not the one with the plus. This is the one that's in the middle, but what exactly it's called, I don't know. And it doesn't matter. Oh my God, this is so good. This is so lactonic and so milky and so deliciously sweet with a touch of spiciness. Incredible. This is strong. This is potent. This is beastly. This fragrance is an amazing performer. On me, it's an amazing performer, and it is so strong and it is so delicious. And both elements of like the lactonic qualities and the sweet qualities, they're equally strong and they complement each other so nicely. And then a little bit of spiciness on top of that just makes this fragrance top notch. Love it. Next fragrance that I have chosen for this list is Spontaneous Generosity from the State of Mind. You know, I'm very curious about this house in general. This is the only fragrance I have. I have tried a couple more, which were nice, but nothing where I was like, yeah, I need to have a bottle of this. And I know that this is not a very talked about house. If any of you have any good recommendations from this house, fragrances that you absolutely love, please let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious to find something else from this house that's really good. But for now, I love this fragrance. This is a tea scent. I think all of their fragrances from this house are based on tea notes, because this house also produces like actual tea. I think this is where they started, is making tea, and then they went into fragrances. I think that's how it happened. But all of their fragrances have a tea note, and we also have a tea note in here. It's noticeable, but it's not very strong. There is like caramel, cherry, tonka in here. What I get is I actually get a honey note in here. It's like, it's not just caramel, because I do get caramel, but it's like I have equal part caramel and honey, but I don't think honey is actually listed in the notes, but I do get it. Now, do I get cherry? not really. There's no cherry in here for me at all. But it is sweet, it is cozy, it is warm, it is delicious, and kind of a little bit refreshing in a way because it has tea in it. Absolutely amazing, very smooth and warm type of scent. I really, really enjoy it. Again, really good performer. So this one, really good. Now, next I have two fragrances with really interesting looking bottles, and these fragrances I feel like I got both of them either at the beginning of this year or the very end of last year, basically during the last winter, possibly spring, I don't know. And I didn't have a chance to wear them a ton yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to wearing them a lot more during the colder months this year. Now, the first one is Soma from Noeme. Like I said, very interesting and different looking bottle. And even though the scent profile here is not unique, we have similar smelling fragrances, but it is beautiful and it does have nuances that are different, you know, to other fragrances in this scent profile. Now, what scent profile are we talking about? Well, kind of somewhere in an area of Kilian Angel Share or Parfums de Marly or Jean, you know, or a few others in that scent profile. But we definitely have some boozy notes here. We have some sweet notes. We have tonka. We have maybe a little bit of like chocolate cacao type of thing. And it also feels like there might be a little bit of fruitiness in here as well. Again, really, really well blended scent because yes, I'm picking out some of these notes, but they are really blending together. Nothing is standing out. There's no sharpness. There's nothing that's kind of like at the forefront. It's like all of these notes are really blending and playing together. Gorgeous scent, very, very beautiful, and I have to say, I really love the bottle. I think it is so unique and so different, and it definitely stands out in my collection. You know, sometimes I forget about fragrances, and sometimes it's because the bottles kind of blend in and I don't notice them. But when I look in my perfume closet and think about what to choose, like this one, I always notice it. It always stands out, which is, I know, going to help me to use it more. So yeah, definitely looking forward to using this one a lot this fall and winter. So this is again Soma from Noeme. The second really cool looking bottle, you can see it already, it's Moonlight from Pana. It's hard to hide this one. I mean, it's so tall, you know, and it's really dangerous. These horns are sharp, really sharp. I have to be careful with this bottle. Let's take off the cap to be on the safe side. This fragrance has a lot of different notes. There's definitely tobacco in here. There are some chocolate notes. There are a lot of fruity notes in here. There's some woody notes like amber, vanilla. From the fruity notes, I think there is plum in here definitely, and maybe peach or apricot, something like that. There are several different types of chocolate in here. And this, in a way, reminds me of Tobacco Color from Dior, but in a much more elegant and subdued way. Like Tobacco Color is really in your face, and I think for many people it might seem a little bit too much. It might seem a little bit too masculine. I don't know. This one is, yeah, a lot more subdued and kind of elegant, you know? Yes, there is some tobacco in here, definitely. And I almost feel like there is some kind of boozy, sweet elements. It's like there is maybe a little bit of, I don't know, perhaps there's a little bit of honey in here. It's like I'm getting something slightly boozy with a touch of honey. I don't know. Is there any alcohol that also has honey smell or taste to it? I don't know. again, I've mentioned before, I'm not well versed in alcoholic beverages. So yeah, a little bit of fruitiness in here definitely. And then yes, some amber and woodiness and vanillic touches in the base. So beautiful. This is so, so beautiful. And you know, when you smell it out of the bottle, it seems like, you know, like you can smell it, like it's not weak, but it's also not beastly. It doesn't seem beastly at all. Well, when this scent develops on your skin, it really becomes beastly. So it's kind of smelling it out of the bottle. And even initially, when you spray it on yourself or on a blotter, it's kind of deceiving. Like the strength of the fragrance is a little bit deceiving. It almost gets stronger the longer you wear it. So it does become quite beastly. It really, really projects and it lasts for a really long time. I mean, the bottle is cool too, even though it is dangerous. But again, if you're looking for something different and not something that everyone else has, definitely take a look at this one. And there is one more fragrance that I'm going to add to this list. And this is the fragrance that my husband is looking forward to wearing the most during fall and winter. I'm going to wear it as well. But I know that this is his favorite that he cannot wait to wear, and that is Cherry Punk from room 10. Is it 1015? I think it's 1015, right? I think so. So yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to deceive you. We did not use up all of this. I did purchase a partial bottle, but we've used up a ton during last year. And, you know, this is the fragrance. I think we all know the story now, that I absolutely hated when I tested it from a sample, which as it turns out, I think I just had a bad sample. And then when I retested it, I realized that yes, the hype is real on this one. This is a gorgeous scent. This is cherry and leather. Yes, leather is present. It is noticeable, but it is definitely not all about leather like the sample appeared to be. You know, cherry is very strong here as well, and the leather is quite smooth, and so the combination of the two is quite sexy and quite special. And it is, like I said, absolutely unisex. My husband loves wearing it. I love smelling it on him, but I also love wearing it as well. So this is kind of our fragrance that we're both looking forward to wearing this fall. So there you go. This is my list of top 10 fragrances that I'm most excited to wear during this fall. Please let me know, what are your picks for this season? Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, to subscribe, and to comment, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.